Good evening, everyone. The time is 7:02 on Monday, February the 23rd, 2026, and I will call to order the meeting of the Upper Dublin Board of School Directors, our legislative meeting for the month of February. And I'd like to first ask Ms. Brooke Evans to call the roll.
Yes. Dr. Bailey,
Present.
Dr. Berto,
Present.
Ms. Evans,
Present.
Mr. Held,
Present.
Ms. Lowe,
Present.
Ms. Redding,
Present.
Mr. Sirota,
Present.
Dr. Thomas,
Present.
and Mr. Wallach.
Present.
All present. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. If everyone could please now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all, and welcome to our meeting this evening. We are virtual again, as everyone can see. I feel a little bit like Charlie Brown in the old Peanuts cartoons, but instead of a black cloud over our head, it's a snow cloud. I just want everyone to know, for people that are listening at home, that we do prefer to do these meetings in person. It's now 2 months in a row that we had a major weather event that has caused us to go virtual. Fortunately, we do have that technology now. It worked pretty well last month, and I think it will go equally well this month. But trust us when I say that all of us are hoping that there's just no more snow in general, and more importantly, that it doesn't snow the last Monday in March, so this happens yet again. We do owe a lot of thanks to setting this up virtually, and Ms. Yenzer, our head of technology, is instrumental in working with the administration to get us all to be able to do this, and she's going to help us coordinate again this evening. As I said last month, and I'm sure Dr. Smith will have some news for us on this front in general in terms of what tomorrow looks like, but we've had a lot of operations and facilities personnel working very hard and very diligently over the last 24 or more hours. And a big thanks goes out to all the people at the district and frankly in the township as well, who've been working to clear our streets and our sidewalks and make things safe and passable yet again. So with that brief introduction, we'll get to the business of our board this evening. Our first thing that comes up is our superintendent's report, and I'm going to hand it off to Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Wallach, and good evening, everybody. I have a short report for us this evening that Mrs. Evans is going to display for us. So I will start out with, first of all, saying I don't have a song for you, but I want to thank our Jarretttown Chorus students for the Snow Day song. It seems to have gone over really well, and hopefully by now our community received the message that we will be on a 2-hour delay tomorrow. But as Mr. Wallach said, thank you to all of our crews that have been working really hard. We are prepared to be open tomorrow. So moving on then to the first slide, just an update on our portrait of a cardinal. We have been for over a year working with Julia Skolnick at PLP Partnerships to develop our portrait of a graduate, which we are now branding portrait of a cardinal based upon feedback from community members, parents, students, staff members that really felt that calling it a cardinal made more of a connection for everybody and will make it unique. So we're currently in the midst of surveying. Our family survey went out and our staff survey, and in a couple of weeks we will be surveying our students, and that'll help us narrow down those skills and qualities that we want to instill in our students as they progress through Upper Dublin. So that is coming together. We should have a draft by the end of this year. On the next slide, you will see that I have been holding superintendent student advisory meetings, both at the middle school and at the high school. The principals have worked diligently to invite a diverse group of students representing all aspects of the school. Both of these were held within the last 2 weeks. We talked about topics such as artificial intelligence, which they were very interested in talking about. We talked about our safe spaces and how we create cultivating safe and welcoming environments for all of our students. I just had a really good opportunity. It's a group that I hope will continue to meet and that I'll be able to build more relationships with the students as we go on and just encourage them to have a voice. So we had our first meetings, but again, hope to have many more. I'm also excited on the next slide to launch the third episode of the Cardinal Cast. This was entitled Anything is Possible. It's the first of a two-part series on inclusive practices in the school. And in this episode, I have interviewed Rose Lovejoy, a parent in our district, and Sarah Whalen, one of our teachers, about the inclusive practices from both of their perspectives. And we are now available on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. You can find us on one of those podcasting services. Then on the next slide, we have lots of athletic accomplishments and accolades that I will need to read some of them because I don't remember all of them specifics. But our boys basketball defeated the top-seeded Holy Ghost Prep in 66-45 on Saturday to earn their third straight District 1 5A title game. They faced Pencrest High School Thursday night at 7 p.m. at Westchester University. Our girls basketball beat Garnet Valley in the District 1 third round, and they will play Downingtown East in the semifinals this Wednesday at 6 here in our own Aplex. Swimming earned their 38th Suburban 1 league title last week with 27 total medals and 14 golds. The team is headed to districts this weekend. And wrestling, we have 6 student athletes have advanced to regionals next weekend at Oxford High School. Girls wrestling's Bella Walters is an alternate for states after earning 5th place in regionals. So lots to be proud of on the athletic front. On the next slide, we invite our community and our board members to come out to the high school's upcoming spring musical of Hello Dolly. Their production is going to be live for us on March 5th, 6th, and 7th. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure that you get those. The next slide, I want to give a shout out to our team, Mr. Leckman, Mr. Lester, Mr. Geddes, and all of our own crew, as well as for the water main break at Thomas Fitzwater. Aqua is the water utility company. They identified the leak. Hirschberg was our plumbing contractor. They sent a team to investigate and mobilize equipment. American Leak Detection, responded to pinpoint the location of the break. And as you can imagine, with all the snow that we still had at that time, that's what made it so difficult to identify exactly where it was and the time that it took. But a thank you to all of those groups for assisting us so quickly, and again, to our own staff for their time as well. On the next slide, this is just a reminder. We had a community information session for Jarretttown a couple of weeks ago, and if you were not able to listen to that, we have posted a recording of that, is now available on our Jarretttown website if anybody is interested in that. And we'll continue to give updates at our finance committee meeting, and there will be future neighbor meetings and so forth. And then lastly, we have now punted Board Appreciation Month. It was supposed to be in January, and then we punted to this month. And now we are also going to punt again to our March meeting. And hopefully, as Mr. Wallach said, we will be in person. But again, an opportunity to express our thanks to the board will be coming in March. So stay tuned for that. And that's it, Mr. Wallach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And we appreciate what you want to do. And I know we have some students that want to join us for Board Appreciation Month. We do this because we want to, and we appreciate that. But whenever it happens, and we look forward to it, hopefully in March. With that, next up, we have our student government report, and Izzy Fishman is with us.
Hello, good evening. In between the two snowstorms, Upper Dublin students have still managed to find time to get involved and show their spirit. SGA and the choir worked together to sell singgrams and flowergrams throughout the school, giving UDHS a festive day before Valentine's. Culture groups across UDHS came together for their annual Fusion Festival, including the Asian Student Association, Black Student Union, French Club, German Club, and Gender Equity Club, as well as the No Place for Hate Club. The BSU has also been working this past month with UDTV to highlight influential members in Black history in honor of Black History Month. The Gender and Equity Club also worked with the Montgomery County Women's Center to host assemblies where students learn more about healthy relationships and teen dating violence. SGA will be hosting its annual volleyball marathon this weekend, where teams will play each other in a tournament from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. The event has already raised over $4,000 for Abby's Bakery. The Key Club also had an impressive number of students and faculty doing what they can to help others, as their recent blood drive exceeded their donor goal, with over 50 donors. All of this and more in the new update of the Cardinal Directions after tireless efforts from the newspaper club. The spring musical is less than a month away, and theater students have held their spring library concert to build the buzz, with students singing songs to the theme of love. It hasn't just been the seniors performing lately, though. The high school and middle school band and orchestra visited the Philly Orchestra, and students from grades 4 through 8 in the orchestra joined together for an all-school honors concert. PBIS held a new Minute to Win It assembly, bringing grades together and pushing collaboration. In that same gym, both the girls and boys basketball teams became Suburban 1 champions. Sophomores learned more about what their future holds through career fair, and some of these students competed in Life Smarts through FBLA at the Attorney General's office in Harrisburg. In light of recent events in our nation and our state, students organized a walkout to protest ICE, with over 180 students joining the cause. Their stated intent was to voice their admiration for the recent events and call district officials to take a stance that if it becomes necessary, they will protect UD students. The middle school hosted musicians from across the county for Monaco Band Festival. Budding student governors at Fort Washington gave a presentation on the school menu to the food service team at UD. At Maple Glen, students are learning more about hand-eye coordination through cup stacking and held a speed stacking tournament. Promising young geologists at Thomas Fitzwater explored river rocks as they sorted through and observed rocks from a local source. They also held a 100th day of school celebration, dressing up as senior citizens and playing math games. Jaretown students spread the love by making Valentine's Day cards for the residents at Fort Washington Estates. They are also joining UDHS 3D art students to make monsters. Kindergartners drew out their designs, and high school students are currently molding them out of clay. Hopefully, some of these monsters can ward off the snow for the rest of the year, and our students can get back to working as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Izzy. We really appreciate all of the updates from a lot of our various schools. And it's great to see that the snow hasn't stopped things from going forward. It's great to hear. Thank you so much. That'll close our presentations for this evening. And next up will be our first opportunity for public participation. This is for agenda items, action items, presentations only. There will be, as we always have, a second opportunity later on for other items. But if anyone would like to address the board on agenda items this evening, please raise your hand, I believe is how it works. And Ms. Yenzer will coordinate people in terms of the order in which they signal to her to address us. And Ms. Evans will time the 4 minutes that you have. It's the same virtual as is in person.
Hey, we have Maxine Jackson.
One thing before, Ms. Jackson, before you start, I think I forgot to say, if you please state your name and city of residence, or affirm you're a resident or a taxpayer of Upper Dublin before you speak. And that goes for all speakers. Thank you so much.
My name is Maxine Jackson. I am a resident of North Hills in Upper Dublin. My son goes to Thomas Fitzwater Elementary. I just really wanted to pop on and speak about the impact of the after-school program that has been on our family, how it has helped my son get more organized, have a better sense of community, and really hone his reading and writing skills. The volunteers there work tirelessly to make sure that the kids are enriched with creative projects, with interactive things where the parents can get involved. There's going to be a Black History presentation this week that I'm excited to see that my son's been working on. And we've been in the district for about 5 years, but his first time in public was last year. He's in first grade now. We did not join the after school program last year, and I'm kind of remorseful that we didn't, because it has been such a huge help. It takes pressure off of me, making it to carpool in time. Sometimes my work schedule does not allow that. And it ensures that he has a safe and healthy environment to go to after school until I can pick him up. And so I would like to just plead with the board and anybody who has the power to do so to make sure that this program stays alive, receives the funding that it needs, because I can only imagine how much growth and how much more enriched the children can be with more funding, so that the volunteers can be equipped with what they need, and that the people who actually get paid to work at the program can also be paid what they're worth. And I yield my time. Thank you.
Ms. Jackson, thank you so much for that. Just as a point of order, there is nothing on our agenda tonight having to do with the North Hills Collective or the after school program. So I would ask that for this public participation opportunity, that anyone that wishes to speak on that topic hold off to our second opportunity. I didn't want to cut Ms. Jackson off as we are virtual and otherwise, but if I could just ask that of any other speaker.
No, not right now. No, not right now. Please go find your brother.
If I could just ask that of any other speakers on that particular topic, that we just limit this to agenda items. Thank you so much.
Mr. Wallach, I see no other speakers for this public comment period.
Ms. Jenser, thank you so much. And as I mentioned, we will have a second one later on. Board members, as we get into our recommendations, remember kind of our protocol as we're online virtually. I want to make sure that everyone's vote is recorded, and then I'll pause and summarize at the end to make sure we have everything correct as we go through motions and votes. Just a reminder to our board members as we get into this part of our agenda. Next up, we do have minutes. We have minutes from our January 26th, 2026 legislative meeting. I will make a motion to approve those minutes. The minutes have been distributed to board members for review and/or comment. Could I get a second to that motion?
Second.
Mr. Sirota, thank you so much. Any questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, board members, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. I have the tally at 9 affirmative, 0 against. Excellent. Next up, we have our Education Committee recommendations, and I'll ask Mr. Held to take those.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Wallach. We do have 2 recommendations this evening. I'm going to take these separately in case there's any conversation on either of them. The first is item 5A, that is related to student activities. And as you can see, our students continue to excel in both the arts and athletics, with a number of really exciting trips coming up. And so I would like to make a motion that we accept item 5A as presented in the attachment.
Thank you, Mr. Held. Do I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Dr. Thomas, thank you so much. Questions or comments from the board? Ms. Evans, I see your hand went up.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get to the raise hand emoji fast enough. I just want to flag that I'm going to be abstaining from this particular motion. My son is on the swim team. I think there are 2 items in this particular agenda item related to the swim team, one of which he is already scheduled to go on. The other, fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes at district. So for that reason, just to avoid any appearance of impropriety, I'm going to abstain.
Ms. Evans, I appreciate that. I'll call for that abstention formally when we get to that in the voting, but thanks for that heads up. Board, any other questions or comments on item number 5A? Do not see any virtual or real hands. So all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. And are there any abstentions?
Yes, I'll be abstaining.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. I have the vote at 8 in favor, 0 against, 1 abstention. Excellent. Mr. Held, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wallach. We do have a second item this evening. 5B is a consulting services agreement. This is related to some professional development related to our math program. It involves 2 sets of 2-hour learning walks in each of our 6 schools. And so I would like to make a recommendation that we accept item 5B as presented in the attachment.
Mr. Held, thank you so much for that motion. Do I have a second to that motion?
I second.
I'll second.
I think Dr. Thomas won the race. Appreciate that. Dr. Berto, we'll get you another time down the road. Questions or comments from the board? I do not see any. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Excellent. I have the vote at 9 in favor and 0 against. Next up, we move on to our Finance Committee recommendations, and I'll call on Mr. Sirota.
Thank you. We've got 10 items under the Finance Committee recommendations tonight. I'm going to take the first one separately. It is an agreement with Element Environmental for a preliminary survey at Jarretttown, and it was discussed in detail at the Finance Committee meeting last week.
Thank you, Mr. Sirota. If I could get a second to that motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Evans, thank you so much. Questions or comments from the board? I'm going to add a comment similar to Ms. Evans from an item a couple moments ago that I'm going to be abstaining from this item on the finance agenda this evening due to a professional non-district related relationship that I have with the contractor that's the subject of the agreement, just to avoid any appearance of any possible conflict of interest. Anything else from any board members? Seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. And I will call on abstentions, which will be me. So I have the tally at 8 in favor, 0 against, and 1 abstention. Mr. Sirota, back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so now I'll make a motion for items 6B through J. All of these were discussed in detail last week at the Finance Committee, except item J, which is our regular monthly payments.
Thank you, Mr. Sirota. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Ms. Evans, thank you so much. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, I have the vote at 9 in favor, 0 against. Brings us to our Personnel Committee recommendations, and I'm going to call on Ms. Redding for these.
Hello. This evening we have 3 items recommended to move forward for personnel report, create a position, as well as the Wilson Reading System contract. I'd like to make a motion to move those 3 items forward.
Thank you, Ms. Redding. Could I get a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Dr. Berto, thank you so much. Questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Excellent. I have the vote at 9 in favor, 0 against. Next up, we do have 3 pupil services recommendations. We have a service agreement with the MCIU and 2 educational agreements. The details of all of these have been provided to the board in advance, and I'd like to make a motion to approve items 8A, B, and C, and I ask if I could get a second to that motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
I think that was Ms. Redding. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Redding. I appreciate that. Questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Very good. We have the vote at 9 in favor, 0 against. That'll move us to our Policy Committee recommendations, and it's Ms. Evans' turn.
Thank you, Mr. Wallach. We have item 9A this evening, which consists of 2 first readings that we discussed at length during our Policy Committee meeting earlier this month. And administration has made some changes based on our discussion in that meeting, which are incorporated into tonight's materials. So I will go ahead and make a motion to approve item 9A.
Thank you for that, Ms. Evans. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second. John.
Mr. Hill, thank you so much. questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Excellent. I have the vote at 9 in favor and 0 against. We do not have any other business this evening for the board's consideration, so we'll move next to our solicitor's report and our Sunshine Act announcements, and Mr. Diazio is with us.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Wallach. The board did meet in executive session virtually tonight prior to the public board meeting. Other than the informational items that the board did not deliberate, the two items that were subject of deliberation were the personnel report that the board approved earlier in the meeting, and then also a matter related to potential acquisition of real estate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diazio. That'll move us to our second opportunity for public participation. This can be for any topic. If any speaker would like to address the board, please identify yourself, raise your hand, and Ms. Yenser will allow you in. When you get on, please state your name or name and city of residence, or affirm you're a resident or taxpayer of our district. And Ms. Evans will time your 4 minutes.
I see none, Mr. Wallach.
Thank you for that, Ms. Yenser. With no one raising their hands, I will close our second opportunity for public participation. I will note that we received 19 pre-submitted comments, none of which were related to agenda items this evening. They did have to do with an item that a representative of the North Hills Collective brought to the Finance Committee meeting at our Finance Committee meeting last week. And the entire board has been apprised of all of those comments, and they will be taken into consideration, of course. With that, we are up to any comments from board members or from the administration. Our public participation was limited this evening, but of course we'll afford the opportunity. Dr. Smith, anything from the administration to add additionally?
I don't have anything to add, Mr. Wallach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Board members, anything to add at this point in time? Seeing no board hands go up, we'll move to our informational items. We have our enrollment report as we do each month. We have liaison committee reports from our board liaisons to various groups. I would just ask if there's any board liaison that wishes to either add or reinforce anything that's attached to the agenda. Please raise your hand. Mr. Sirota, I see your hand going up first.
Yeah, just wanted to announce we did have a joint meeting between representatives of the township and the school district last week. That was too recently for us to have gotten a report in on this agenda, but it will show up in the future.
We appreciate that, Mr. Sirota. Any other liaisons with anything else to add orally this evening? Okay. We have, as we usually do, our monthly committee meeting.
Excuse me, Mr. Wallach. I believe Ms. Lowe has her hand raised.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that, Ms. Lowe. I truly apologize. It was the way my screen was set up. So, Ms. Yenser, thank you. Ms. Lowe, please go.
That's okay. I was looking for the icon to raise my hand, but couldn't find it. All right. So I have here, no, I'm not sharing, sorry, the liaison report for this month. Okay, so from AASF on February 7th, they had their Lunar New Year celebration in the Upper Dublin Public Library, led by UDCA, supported by AASF, the Upper Dublin High School Asian Student Association, and other organizations. Upper Dublin School District Orchestra teacher Christine Yang was presented with the Inspire Award for demonstrating qualities of innovation, nurturing spirit, passion, inclusion, and resilience and empowerment. Dr. Smith was there for the presentation of the award. We also have an article, UD Celebrates the Year of the Horse, by Upper Dublin High School student Alan Liu, which highlights the event. Next, from 2SLGBTQQIA, on January 27th, they held a coffee and conversation at Starbucks. It was an opportunity for the parents and caregivers to connect and to learn more about the group and share concerns. They have another one coming up in March. The date is to be determined. They have a Pride flag raising event coming up in May 27th to be exact. And then they have a Pride event coming up on June 6th. Then from AABSF, they have an upcoming event, Black History is UD History, on February 25th at Sandy Run from 5 to 9, focusing on the Black history moments and makers right here in our district. They will formally unveil an original Sandy Run commission art piece to the district and meet the artists. There'll be vendors, food, merchandise. The event is for the entire community and free of charge. They also have an annual food truck festival coming up in April at Upper Dublin High School, and they have a meeting every third Thursday that's virtual. JFA held a program for International Holocaust Remembrance Day on February 9th and hosted speaker Kate Chavez from Stand With Us about the crisis in Holocaust education. They're proud that Stand With Us student intern Ruby Vogel helped with the planning and introduced the speaker. They had about 80 participants, including students and district administrators and board members. They soon will have a collaboration with Wissahickon JFA and Stand With Us March 11th of this year at 5:30 in Bluebell, and the location will be shared after registration. And Speak had no updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lowe. We appreciate that, hearing the very many activities that our equity subgroups have, and we encourage everyone to obviously attend the many events you talked about. Dr. Berto, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, I wanted to take the opportunity quickly just to let parents and students know that may be listening that the Eastern Center for Arts and Technology has their open house this coming Sunday. So it's March 1st, Sunday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Everybody from grade 6 to grade 11 in the participating districts, including Upper Dublin, are invited to tour the facility. Then you get a chance to talk to the Eastern faculty and instructors that are teaching subjects that might be of interest to you or to your child. So I would encourage you to take advantage of that.
Thank you for that, Dr. Berto. I've been to that open house at Eastern. It's a great event. It's a great way to learn so much of the great things that happen at Eastern and the programs that Eastern provides. So I echo that, Dr. Berto, definitely. Anybody else from liaison reports on the board? Sorry, I was premature there earlier, folks. Okay. Now I think we can move on. We have our committee meeting approved minutes. So our December 10th policy committee meetings were approved in committee, and our January 21st finance committee minutes were also approved in committee. And with that, it brings us to our upcoming meetings so that everyone knows. Our education committee meeting will be Wednesday, March 4th at 6 o'clock in the Cardinal Room. Our next finance committee meeting will be Wednesday, March 18th at 6 o'clock in the Cardinal Room. And our next legislative meeting will be Monday, March 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. Fingers crossed, no snow in the Cardinal Room. And with that, I thank everyone for indulging us once again in our virtual meeting, and we are adjourned.